Yeah, we're about halfway. Today was practice 12. Had three really good back-to-back practices, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Our players are working extremely hard. I see a lot of improvement in all areas. So I've been very pleased where we're at, and we've been fighting through the humidity, the heat, the rain, all of it. And again, very, very pleased with our progress, but we still got a lot of work to do.
Coach, any major injuries at this point that you're concerned about?
Um, Typically, at this time in camp, we're going to have a lot of the same injuries that a lot of people do, right? There's just a lot of nicks, bumps, bruises. A couple of guys are actually, today's a day for us, usually on Wednesdays, where we get with our team doctors. So we'll know more. There's a couple of guys that are seeing them, and we'll get a better feel of where they're at that point.
In terms of, I had something. Stop now. Never mind. Happens with old age.
I feel like we have to ask every time we get to talk to you about the quarterback situation.
Yeah.
Is there any update as to who's going to be taking the first team reps when we head to Virginia?
I know today offensively had a good day. You see things starting to come together a little bit. And again, really all three of those guys, four of those guys are all improving. They're working hard. You know, I feel like it's starting to separate a little bit. But again, that's probably our secret in terms of helping us, in terms of our opponents not really sure who or what is going to end up being our guy playing. So, but there's still time, and we don't play for 2.5 weeks yet. So there's still time for somebody to take over or to close the gap or for the position to change.
When you say three, could you at least name the three that they're battling for that spot?
Well, I ended up going back to 4 because, Tad, Samari, MJ, and Emmett have all been working for that position. And so Emmett, MJ, and Samari had taken a lead, but Tad's really had a good week this week. And so I've been pleased with his progress and kind of throws himself back into that a little bit.
What's Emmett's? What does he bring to the table in terms of what you see in your offense and him allowing you to do some things in that offense?
Yeah, I mean, he understands the system well. He has been in this system before, and so there's an element of feel with the system. There's some flexibility with routes in the system, and so because he gets it, he kind of understands it. He can anticipate things a little bit quicker maybe than the other guys.
We haven't been able to see practice and things along those lines, but from a scrimmage standpoint, I'm assuming you've had a couple. If you haven't, or if you have, what was the biggest thing that stood out to you in the last scrimmage you had?
I thought defensively we played really well. We got off blocks, we ran the ball, and we tackled very well, very well. That was, and usually at this time, when you scrimmage your first time, usually your defense is going to be ahead of your offense, right? And so that showed a little bit in the first one. But I do see steady improvement with the offense every day, and I'm pleased with that. And again, it's just some of the detail work that you have to get. You're playing a lot of receivers, you're playing a lot of quarterbacks, you're playing a lot of running backs. So the continuity, and we do it on purpose, right? We're trying to see who can be the guy. So one day, player 1 goes with the first group. Next day, player 2 goes with the first group to see where he's at, and maybe the next rep, player 3 is going. And so, because we're going to need everybody. I've been here a long time. I mean, we're going to need all the quarterbacks. 2 years ago, we played 4, and last year we played 2, so 3. I mean, we ended up at the end of the year with Tad going in. So you're going to need these guys. So they all have to get reps, or this is the time to do it. As you start to settle in and prep for Virginia or your season, now you're focused on the guys who that week are the guys that are probably going to play for you.
You mentioned prepping for Virginia. What has to, and the progress that you guys have made, what has to happen between now and week 1 for you to feel comfortable going into your week 1 matchup?
We just got to continue to get better. I love our special teams play. I love what we're doing right now and how hard our guys are working in that area of the field. defensively too. I mean, I do. And then offense is just about timing and, you know, the elements like that. And but you're seeing the improvement of it, right? And that's the goal. The goal, I literally talk to our guys, be intentional about your work and improve and compete every day. Like that's one of the things that we talk about. And today we did. Today we improved, we competed, we fought through it was a hot, humid day, a banger, full padded, 3 days, um, gritty, just toughed it out and got the job done today. So I was pleased with that and impressed with that.
Coach, you brought in a really good high school recruiting class. From that class, what guys in your mind have really kind of set the tone, or kind of at least in your mind have been like, okay, they look pretty good. That guy looks pretty good. I'm really pleased with that.
Yeah, I've been pleased with a few, to be honest with you. Offensive line, Kane McDonald and Dom Rios have been doing a really good job. I like them. Brown Reeves is get a lot of reps right now. We've had a couple, again, just small, minor, injuries at tight end. He's getting a lot of reps and doing really good. I've been very pleased with him. Our running backs, Dom Nicely and Javon Edwards have done really, really well. I've been very impressed with them. Brandon Rose defensively has done a great job. As a young player that we brought in, I've been impressed with him. So there's quite a few. Nate Gregory at linebacker, he's doing an awful lot for us. We go into the season, this fall camp and prepping, playing them all, whoever that is, get them ready to play. And if we have to redshirt them down the season, then we will. But again, when you're talking about 105 guys, you're talking about 12 games, 2 bye weeks, 5 weeks of fall camp. You need everybody, and you got to coach them all and get them ready.
You talked about Reeves a little bit. What was the biggest thing that stood out to him in his recruiting, and now that he's seeing more reps because of the injury situation? And do you feel like if you had to throw him out there week one, that he would at least be serviceable, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, he's a tough kid, right? We know what we're going to get out of him. He's going to work hard. He's got a big upside. He's going to grow into the position. He's got soft hands. I've been impressed with his hands, to be honest. It's one of the things. They didn't throw the ball a whole lot, so it's hard to tell. But he has done a really good job. And obviously, you want to try to save those guys because you don't want to burn a young player for 4 games or 5 games, right? You really don't want to do that. But we may have to, right, at the end of the day. And if he continues to improve along the lines of which he's improving, yes, he'll be able to go in there and feel comfortable about us putting him into the game for sure.